Welcome to another episode of Part of My Opinion. First and foremost, I need y'all to smash the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Today we're going to be deep with it. We're going to talk about police brutality. Most recently, what happened to Tyre Nichols in Memphis with the 5 black officers that murdered this young man. Anybody?
Well, shit.
So how y'all feel about the situation?
Brother Polite, why you so quiet?
Yeah, I was waiting. Yeah.
I didn't know he was done yet.
Directly at you.
No, I thought we was going to introduce ourselves because it's been so long. People
We
probably
know
forgot who I was.
He said they forgot.
Yeah.
Y'all forgot who I was.
All right, come on, this is a serious topic.
Nah, it's
let's beat
serious.
down on
Well, you know how I feel about police brutality, man. It was a situation where 5 black officers that were in a fraternity, I believe.
3 of them.
Three of them were in a fraternity, and they basically pulled the guy over, and if you look at the video, you can see that the guy didn't know what he was getting pulled over for, and they just was very aggressive right away. He was able to get up and run from him, and they caught up to him again, and that's when they just beat this young man.
So when you say they're in a fraternity, what fraternity in? The Boys in Blue? Because that's the fraternity I know.
That is a fraternal order police.
Yes. So they part of 2 fraternities.
Right.
Pretty much.
The thing for me that make this so different, first of all, it wasn't 5 cops, it was 6.
You're right about that.
5 of them got arrested because they was black, and the 6th one is still being investigated because it came to light that he tased the young man. So nobody's speaking on that.
He white?
He
Yes.
white, absolutely white. He the one who body camera it is.
Okay.
Wow.
He the one doing the tasing. So if it wasn't for you tasing him, this man wouldn't have been got beat up anyway.
So he let the 5 black niggas beat the nigga up.
Right.
And he stood in
And
the
he
back
stood
off the
by
camera.
after he tased him. So who knows? That could have been the cause of it. After he tased him, and the EMS didn't respond. They didn't help order fire.
They say 23 minutes, the report said.
23
23 minutes. And they was there the whole time. Why was
See,
going on?
And that just go to show you the world we live in and the unfairness. You know, here you got 5 black officers that was indicted, and I don't know if they are currently locked up, but it was like right away.
They bailed out.
Right away, these officers were indicted immediately, basically. Where here you have this officer who just so happened to be white that was on the scene as well. They didn't even put his face in the media at all.
He on administrative leave like any other cop in a police killing. They get administrative leave for a month. Be on 2 weeks before they talk their turn of affairs, get their story straight before they corroborate whatever they're going to say. But immediately reaction, somebody said they didn't notice that there was no protest or nothing because they locked these black men up already.
Right.
How do you got a chance to protest?
Right.
What are you protesting for? They already did
got
their
this-
job.
they got
It's
the
crazy
justice.
because I was ignorant of the situation because I said I didn't see a protest, which I didn't. And for me, in the sense where it go to the white ones, I think a lot of times it takes for the world to lose money in order for things to happen. You know, the NBA players not play a game or something like that. NFL players protesting and things, that nature for weeks before, a conviction come or these guys is taken off of the streets and everything. For a while. At this one, it was immediately right there.
Right.
I seen 5 black faces the whole time, and then the storyline always read, in parentheses, the 3, guys in the fraternity and everything. So that was the crazy part for me, because I was like, damn, well, where the protesters? Because I didn't see it on CNN every day.
Right.
I didn't see it on Facebook every day. The hashtag wasn't
It wasn't
every
trending.
day.
Wasn't
It wasn't everybody changed their Facebook profile to, Tyre
Justice for
Nichols.
Tyre
right?
Nichols.
It wasn't that. So a lot of things that I seen with the George Floyds and the Trayvon Martins and,
Sandra
other
Bland.
people, that came out, it wasn't all that came with it. And this happened, the early part of January, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, once this topic came to it's, a month later, I didn't see everything that came behind it, just the posters that, come about. And more so, I seen it, because the fact that the 3 guys was more so in a fraternity
Right.
is the headlines that I kept seeing.
And they couldn't decriminalize him because he was an innocent kid who did nothing but good from what they say.
Cry for his mom and everything.
Cry for his mom.
mom.
He's a skateboarder. He did always helping somebody. And then the rumor has it that it was a targeted attack because he worked at FedEx and one of the cops' baby moms worked at FedEx and they was kind of messing around. But that's just a rumor.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is, but
yeah.
you just touched on what I was going to say. So yeah,
because they said they got him for a traffic stop because he was swerving, but then a Scorpion
Squad,
Squad,
squad, which is not
cool
even
name.
what are you pulling anybody over for?
Right.
You supposed to SWAT team never pulled over nobody.
Right. You supposed to not be seen.
Right. You shouldn't be pulling nobody.
See,
over.
my thing is this. You know, when you dealing with these law enforcement officers, man, like everybody is the same. The white officers, the black officers, they all the same. They all identify as the same. But when you able to do things in this world with absolutely no consequences, this is what happens. You know what I mean? This has been going on for years. And just like I ask people, and I can ask us on this panel, you know, in the last 5 years, I'm sorry, I even go back further. In the last 20 years, can y'all give me 3 cases that a black police officer killed an unarmed white person? Doesn't even exist.
I
can't
study,
give one.
Yeah, I don't study that, so I wouldn't even be.
It ain't even
able to tell you.
You know what I mean? But when you see it happening to us, it's often, and it's just like minimum consequences if there are any at all. So it's like when you dealing with people that just have no consequences for what they do, they gonna continue to do what they do.
So a lot of they always say like good cop, bad cop. I'm sorry, you all bad. This what Kaepernick kneel for that y'all all scrutinizing for. Like, it ain't a such thing as a good cop if you letting the bad cop do what he do.
Absolutely.
If you're a black cop and you letting a white cop murder another brother or anybody,
Anybody.
you say boys in blue come before anything. Like it was a whole when the Kaepernick kneel, it was a whole boys in blue lives matter. Was it not over Black Lives Matter? Like all lives matter. Like where? So now these black officers are expendable. And I can tell you another case because in Tennessee, when that white cop was fucking everybody in the police force, she fucked 8 dudes on record, and the 5 that got fired was the black dudes. And the 3 white boys got suspended that she was fucking.
Now, what part of Tennessee was that in?
I don't know, but she all over Banger Brothers.
Yeah, I seen that shit. So stay away from Tennessee this year if y'all trying to go down that way, man.
I got a question for everybody here. But I mean, qualified immunity plays a big part in this, right? Do y'all know what that is?
Explain.
So qualified immunity is basically it was put in place to protect law enforcement against violations of human civil rights, basically. So like the shit that goes on, they're protected. Qualified immunity.
They always protect it because
right.
like even when they do get their little settlements, their little civil suits,
right?
We're paying with our tax dollars,
right? So the question I'm gonna ask y'all is: do y'all feel like everybody who should we put a law in place where we can charge the police ourselves now?
So first, all laws is designed against us because that's where
right.
police come from. The overseers, officer is nothing but an overseer that comes from the slave trade.
Right.
So that's all it is. They went from catching runaway slaves until they did affirmative action and all that shit. Then they just officers now, and they got laws to protect everything. So like that's all it is now. It's nothing different.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if we could change that,
who's going to change them?
They got police.
It can't be Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because you see the laws that they created.
This is what I'm saying. This is the point I'm getting to. It's never going to change.
It's never going to change, but
it's never going to change.
The question that I want to ask is, what can we do differently to stop it?
Nothing.
There's nothing we can do to stop it. There's ways you can try to prevent it, but that's never going to be. It's never going to be 100% successful in preventing that from happening. You're never going to be 100% successful in preventing.
I don't even know
happening.
we strong enough as civilians to defund the police and police ourselves.
Right. Or even mentally stable to do that anyway.
It's sad because a few months prior to Tyre Nichols, we had another black man that was killed by the cops, and he was actually yelling out, "Don't George Floyd me." I want to say that was California. Was that California? Did you hear about that?
I'm not too.
I'm not. I could be wrong, but his cousin, he just so happened to be related.
California. Yeah,
It was California.
Was it the amputee?
Not the amputee. See, that's another situation.
Damn.
But the guy that was saying on George Floyd and they wound up dying anyway, he just so happened to be related to the woman that started the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
what I'm talking
Vaguely.
about now? Yeah.
Vaguely, I know what you're talking
So it's like, we can march, we can sing, we can do all this, and it's just like, okay, after that, it's right back to the drawing board. And it's like we've been marching since the Civil Rights Movement.
We're never going to come together. Then you got people like Jason Whitlock, who's blaming black mothers, single mothers.
Single black moms.
Blaming black
But
single mothers
because
for this shit.
The lady ahead of these guys is a
Ridiculous.
black woman. She's the captain, like, so now they're gonna blame her,
Ridiculous,
like,
right, just-
so she the scapegoat always, like. Then you got Steven Jackson. I love Steven Jackson.
Wait, which one?
Stack.
Oh,
Stack 5.
man.
He said, what'd he say? He blaming Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton for being when it's publicized cases. But one, how would they know? And that's the thing. If it's not publicized, where are you at besides bashing them two? Like,
Right.
That's part of the problem too.
I think, honestly, it can change, man. I feel like it got to start from the top. It got to start with these professional athletes that's playing in these cities.
No.
I know it's not going to happen. It's not. But it's sad. It has to start with something. It has to be.
We are who. I don't mean to cut you off, but we make them who they are, right? So why should it start with them?
It
We
has
make them
to.
important
It has to, because they are in position of power.
because of us, though.
No matter what
They're
it
not in
is.
position of power.
Right,
They're
not
just
of power,
wealthy.
but of influence.
But they have powerful influence.
Because we
if-
give it to them.
If LeBron James or somebody stepped in, or these main professional athletes stepped in, and they made it their business to step in and take a stand and like put their foot down, like, listen.
You talking about the guy who said he wish he could go to Starbucks, right?
Yeah, him, that
That's
guy.
who you want to step
That
in.
guy. Not saying, I'm just using that as an example.
So it's the harsh part of life is just one of those things to where it's like you're never gonna be able to fix. It's just
It is fixable, and it's.
I mean,
like,
I'm not. Yeah, I mean,
We
talking
would
like
have
you
to
repaired.
become tribal as a people.
yeah.
And
Right.
we had to build our own community.
so David Banner said about 8 years ago, the problem with us is that we're not as racist as every other culture.
Right.
The Jews. So it's funny, right? Because I was at work. This was last month, and talking to the administrator and everything, and I gave him something. He's a Mets fan or something. So his birthday came up, and I gave him something, and he said no, he couldn't take it. So I'm like, why? He was like, so in our culture, we can't accept things outside of the culture and everything, unless it's business wise and stuff. He said because they believe, and it is so many different. I think it's like two or three different kind of Jews. So for whatever he is, it might be different in the other, neighborhoods, whatever. But for the one that he is, he said they don't believe in accepting things outside of the culture, because if it ever came down to you versus a Jew that he don't know, he always have to choose that Jew.
Right.
To where us, we never gonna do that. If I know you and don't know that person, I'm gonna choose you. You get what I'm saying? But them religiously, they always gonna choose that Jew over them. He said that, his neighbor, all their kids go to the same school. His neighbor around the corner might not have the money to send their child to school, but the community is going to come in and make sure that child go to the same school as the rest of the community. We not going to do that.
and that's where we need to build that. But it's
But
always,
see, that don't start from the top though. That start with just us. Period.
we don't have a top.
I
Who's our
think
top?
I was saying,
I
in
think-
his in one sense,
I
saying
think
the top.
it does. Let me tell you why. Because I think music heavily influenced us as a culture. I think sports heavily influence us as a culture. And I believe if more people that are in position of power in the music industry and the athletic industry stepped up, I think we'll follow suit. When Jay-Z, and I don't want to go off topic, I don't want to veer off topic, but when Jay-Z was talking about wearing button-ups, everybody was wearing button-ups. So musically is a heavy influence in the music. Just like now, when rappers talking about doing this and doing that, this is what they doing.
You talking about fashion versus livelihood, though.
Right.
But
And
no,
it's
that
not even still. If you go to music, even when Jay was saying button ups and jerseys, you had Jadakiss saying them hoodies and thermals.
Right.
It's going to be subjective to
Right.
anything. Even with
People
movies
never
and
gonna follow
basketball,
just one
if I
person.
like the Boston Celtics and you like the LA Lakers, we gonna always clash because we gonna like one team over the other. It's gonna be always that. They gotta come together. They gotta make a coalition, and then they can build.
Absolutely.
I think if just like 10 or 5 NBA players just came together to buy a corn farm. Yeah, they put like $5 million together. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and like 5 other players, and they came together and made a farm. So if they could do that, they definitely could make a community.
I'm gonna say this. I challenge any officer, active or retired, whatever. I would please come up here and let's have a discussion on what's really going on, because I think it's just bigger than
So you think they gonna risk everything to come up?
I would rather it be a retired, because I know active officer is not going to be up front and not going to be comfortable with talking about any of that. But like an officer that's been retired for years that don't really got nothing to lose.
But that's the problem. Why I got to be retired? Why I can't? Because every active officer I ask, I can't do it. Not right now. The retired officer can't do shit because they out the fold.
Right.
They already got their pension, and they probably already retired because they did some stupid shit to get retired.
Maybe we can have an understanding on what's really going on.
But look at the motherfuckers that killed Tyree.
Would you
9 times out of 10 is the nerd nigga that got bullied became a police officer. I'ma fix the system within. But all they do is hate the motherfuckers more because they got the power over them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always the cycle of police officers for 9 times out of 10
You gotta
cases.
look at it. Every police officer was a fucking nerd. Like, they used to get beat the fuck up on. So what happens is they get older, start hitting the gym a little bit more, go to the academy, become a person of power, and they walk around. That's why they so aggressive when they meet you. Most of the time, all interactions get the way that it is because of their aggression. It's like
1,000%.
you respectful and they aggressive.
talk
Put your
slick,
fucking hands out the window. You get what I'm
or
saying?
they gotta
It's
say
just
something
like,
smart, like,
yeah.
nah, just sit right there. Like, they gotta say something slick that had you
And
like.
you go one time, I think I got out, it was a routine stop, whatever. I got out, they made me sit my ass in the snow. I had shorts on. I just ran out the McDonald's real fast, got pulled over for 10, made me sit in the snow. For what?
I got my ass handed to me by the Pensauken Police Department. I was Mason. All I can remember is the black dude. I remember his face. Oh, you the pussy, you the worst type of nigga you ever. You the only nigga there, and you worse than them. Don't even know what happened, but you the first one whooping my ass.
Stay on that. Can I piggyback off of what you said?
Do it.
Can I ask y'all a question? Say if Tyre Nichols was a white boy or a white man or whatever, do you think the outcome would have been the same if them 5 black officers would have pulled the white boy over?
Watch the hate you give. They'll answer your question for you.
What you think?
Watch the hate
They've
you
been
give.
So what is it?
executed by now.
So what is it? What is it?
You saying would the black dudes have killed him? Had done anything?
If it
to
was a
him?
white person getting pulled over by them same 5, 6 black officers, would have treated him the same way?
No.
And he could have been a meth head.
So that just
Could
go
have
to
been Jesse Pinkman.
He could have been a meth head.
so that just go to show you, man, how this is designed, because them officers were indicted right away, opposed to a white officer that can be on tape, seen doing something on tape. They can be
But he was,
seen.
well, I mean, it's sad to say, he was smart about it.
Who was smart about
The
it?
white officer.
How was he smart about it?
I'm not saying like smart, I'm saying, but he stayed out of the way.
No,
for the
what
most
I'm
part.
saying,
You're not supposed to stay out the way. You protect and serve. It
I'm
ain't no staying out the
saying,
way.
I'm saying he was smart, with the shit going on to try to keep himself out the situation.
But the taser man,
Yeah, I'm
That's
saying
not
you don't
smart.
see him do it.
nah,
though.
he's not smart. He didn't protect himself. His white colleagues protect him.
You know, I'm saying
It's-
I'm saying when they at the scene, do you see him?
It's his body camera. You hear him.
Right, but do
You see the white hand with the
oh,
yellow
you see his
taser?
white hand and
With
all
the
that?
yellow
Oh, I didn't
taser.
see the video.
He the
That's
one
why-
did the taser.
So you see him in the video?
They showed his hand
His
only.
hand.
So you
But he
saw
the
it
one
was a
with the
white
taser,
dude.
yeah.
Though.
They only showed his
That's what I
hand.
was saying. From
But
the story earlier, it was like
they didn't put his
it
picture
was like
up.
it was like
I
you
get,
didn't tell
I
if
get
he
what
was
you
white.
saying,
Yeah.
though, in a sense to where it's like, the ignorance in the situation, but he still tried to protect himself from, he gave the lawyer a little bit to be able to argue it more
Right.
versus the 5 niggas in camera actually swinging and different things on. So again, you see his hand in there with the taser and stuff, but he gave his lawyer more to be able to argue and make a case with versus the 5 niggas you see beating the shit out of him. Like,
You know what's sad? You know what's sad though?
life.
Just like that too. But
And that's what they are, hopping balls.
but even in human nature, right? Us as men sitting here, if you constantly getting punched on, your natural reaction is to cover up or protect yourself or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You watch these cops repeatedly.
And he was in handcuffs, right?
In handcuffs. Just punch on this boy. And it's like, damn, like if I protect myself, I'm wrong. If I cover up, I'm wrong. It's like,
and
See, the part,
and they
that, the
joked
part
about
that
it.
I hate, though, right?
They joked about it.
Yeah,
joked
they
about
always
it.
gonna joke about it. The part that I hate, though, right, is the fact to where these niggas gonna go to jail, but then they gonna be in PC they whole motherfucking time in jail. That's the part that I hate about this shit.
or don't do that much time.
They ain't gonna get
Nah,
about
they
10
gonna do
years.
their
They gonna
time.
get. They
They
gonna.
gonna
They
smoke
gonna be
shit.
the.
They gonna smoke
get
'em.
the raft that because it happened to.
Right,
Shorty.
and they black.
so
And
yeah,
they
they
black.
black.
They
Yeah,
going.
so,
They
yeah.
not
They
going.
expendable.
Yeah, they
They
ain't.
expendable.
But that cop that shot that boy in Chicago, Laquan McDonald, 17 times, he home. I think he only did like 2-3 years. The boy that killed what's the boy? Oscar Grant on the Fruitvale station, he did 11 months.
Yeah, all
so
of
it's
them.
like, you know what I'm saying? It's no consequences to their actions, and they know this.
Qualified immunity.
Yeah, did,
So,
did
you know, at the
y'all
end of
watch
the
Killing County?
Nah.
The Colin Kaepernick documentary on Hulu.
I heard about it. I didn't watch it yet, though. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it shows like it was a sundown town. They killed there. It
Sundown
wasn't,
Town.
It wasn't no black people, but a lot of Mexican people.
It's a
got killed.
docuseries?
Yeah.
Sundown Town.
3 episodes. Yeah.
I believe Sundown
Big-
Town
Bakersfield,
still exists.
California.
It's just not as bad. Like if you
Oh no,
ride
we
through
right. Shit, we in one
certain
right now.
certain little suburbs.
We in one right now.
I have a question to go, further into this. And more so speaking to you two, as two males raising sons right now, what's the conversation piece raising your son about today's world?
So I've yet to have a conversation with my son about this. I yet to have a conversation, but 2 years ago when the pandemic hit and they had when he did the school over the computer, the virtual learning shit. So they had a story time and the cop was reading a book and he said, "Read the book, Malachi." I never had a conversation with my son about this. And I kid you not, he said, "I ain't talking to you. You're a cop." I don't know where he picked it up from. I don't teach him that shit. I know how I move, but I never teach him that. Or he watch. He just like, "Man, I ain't talking to no cops."
You on TikTok or anything?
Nah, this is way before that. This is two years ago. Like I don't know where he got it from. All I can say is probably genetic, or who knows what he heard.
Well, I always told my son, you don't answer no questions from a cop that you ain't supposed to answer.
Yeah, but I'm like
And
that.
I'm gonna finish real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
And I also tell him that you don't disrespect a cop, but you don't also trust him either. You don't trust no cop either, because they'll try to bait. They do the bait and switch shit. You know what I mean? Try to get the information out of you. Try to get you to say something so they can find probable cause for something else. They try to talk to you and they try to bait you. So one thing I always told my son is, talk to him, but don't trust him. Don't tell him too much. Don't
But
never
you shouldn't
say
tell
too
him.
much.
You shouldn't tell him nothing at all, because anything can be used against you. That's why they got a Miranda right. So that's what I
What I'm
tell
talking
my
about is
family.
outside of having to obey a legal, a lawful order. I'm saying outside of that, don't say nothing.
Period. Don't say anything, because they're gonna lock you up for what they're gonna lock you up for.
I want to say so much more. I know we ain't really got a lot of time, and I would really like to get really heavy with this and pour my passion out. I really do.
You ain't watch Rick's top 3 things not to do on a podcast. You gotta go back and see it.
I gotta watch it.
Number two was don't mention the time. Just have a conversation.
I mean, yeah. Nah, I watch it. Rick. My bad.
I watched it.
Yeah, but it's a lot that we can talk about, man. It's too much to talk about. You know what I mean? So I can't really put my passion into it like I would like to. But
it's definitely a conversation that's gonna go further and everything. But for me to answer the question that I asked you guys, I have 2 sons. So as far as the oldest one right now, it is kind of bad because I shelter him more than I was sheltered as a kid. We live in a township to where the police is actually active with the kids in there. So it's like they, it's the one thing I can say is like they try, to take, the measurements and everything to rectify what they seeing in the world. Even though shit happens, people have bad experience with them and everything, but at least with the youth, it's like they try to do different things to help, prevent a lot of things. So in that one, I say I'm grateful, but it's still, I haven't had the conversation with him, haven't had to. He's on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. He's on everything. So he sees, he sees everything that goes on and everything. You know, if I get pulled over, he trying to find his seatbelt and everything already. Like, so he knows the things that he is, you know what I'm saying, he is and isn't supposed to do and stuff. He don't ask no questions and everything. If somebody asks him a question, he'll look to me, you know, before he answer anything or whatever. If I can't talk, or my mom, like, you know, so it's one of those things where it's just as a father, it's like you just hope that you never had to get to, but it's sad because you know in your heart that you eventually going to have that conversation with him.
You know what's crazy? Us sitting here right now, right? All four of us, including the man in the back. Can we all say we had a bad experience with a police officer and you were totally innocent?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every fucking incident I had.
Absolutely.
I was 15 years old. I think I told the story on air. I was 15. We had I wish I remember the nigga name though. He was a cop, but he used to also patrol us in Cannon High. The nigga took the contrast paper from the art school and put it on my chest, and he put a size 15 shoe on my chest or whatever, you know, to stop my breathing. I was a kid. That's why I said the vice principal at that time was Mr. Bacon. If I ever see him on the street today, I'm fucking him up. I'm fucking him up. They say let shit go. That's the one thing in life I could never let go. In handcuffs. They had me in handcuffs. They lifted the chair up. I hit my head on the back of the joint. They were scared for 2 minutes because I was regaining consciousness. So they thought they really fucked up at the time. So once I got back and they realized they was good, like he kept trying to intimidate me. The nigga left out. He went and got the paper, the thick-ass contrast paper, put it on there. And at the time, I didn't know. But now as an adult, I know he did it so that way his footprint wouldn't show up on there. And he just sat on there and he just stopped my breathing with it. And he told me, you tell anybody, I make everybody in your family life a living hell. I never said nothing after that.
To the man in the back, have you ever had an experience and you were totally innocent?
They won't pick it up.
You can just give it thumbs up or thumbs down.
That was part 4. Don't talk to the man in the back.
You're not supposed to talk to the man in the back.
Oh, damn.
That's why I was.
See, I gotta shake the rust off, man. It's been a while, man.
You gotta stay up. You gotta stay up with the times.
So
though.
I'm gonna retract it.
I tell you one though. I tell you, you know what me and you talked about on Sunday though, because he asked me if he could be the cop. Told him the cop was gonna fuck him up. We ain't gonna mention a nigga name though, but you know him. He motherfucker gonna ask me, right? He gonna say, bro, so you really underestimate me. I'm like, nah, I believe you know how to fight. But he gonna fuck you up though, so I advise you not to do it though. So you know him, right? Yo, why you think that? It's not a thing. We not thinking at this moment. Like, I'm telling you for sure, I advise you not to do that. You get what I know you want to try one, but go ahead and get you one of them ones that's a little overweight a little bit or something like that.
Work a fat-ass officer.
You listen, you don't never want to fight no short, stocky, bald-head motherfucker. They the last ones you got to pick and choose. You get what I'm saying? That's the one you want to leave off right there. The ones that's 6'4" and over, leave them alone. The ones that's under 6 feet, stocky, bald head, you don't want to fuck with them.
When your rage kicking.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Your rage.
I'm telling you right now. The nigga Reg, he probably could get one of them mid-size that like from that 6'3" to 6, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. He'd probably be able to go toe-to-toe. The one he want to fight, I told him, leave him alone. Ain't what you want. Just let that shit go.
Yeah, we'll talk about
body slamming people too.
Man, I ain't talking. I gotta take a shit.
I've been in so many situations where like I probably got PTSD from this shit. Like, and I can tell riding with him. Is every time we probably had 3, 4, 5 incidents where we got into it with the cops like, oh, here we go, we about to fight the fucking cops. It's like, it'd be stupid shit. Like, and one of them was somebody you thought you could trust because it was your dare teacher. Like, it was a red, you know how you stop at a red light, but as you coming, the light turned green, so you keep accelerating and pass the people that got to re-accelerate. Oh, you passed me. That was disrespect as a cop.
Remember that, yo?
We know you, yo. You was our dare teacher. Is Detective such and such? She said, I'm lieutenant now. And he was trying to lock us up for some shit that we ain't do.
That's the one thing you can't do. You can't tell them they motherfucking ranks. If you say the wrong ranks, Them motherfuckers get booty hurt by that shit.
Man, this guy, man, I can't be in the car with him when we get pulled over.
I've gotten better.
You ain't get better.
No, I gotten better.
You ain't
I,
get
I,
better.
I don't get pulled over as much though as I used to. I guess it comes with age. You've been pulled over
So
so many times.
how you know you got better if you don't get pulled over as much?
No, I used to get pulled over a lot, like a
Okay, so
lot,
how you know
lot.
your
But
attitude
we
got
talking
better?
about the interaction with
How
the
you know your
police,
attitude
though.
got better?
Oh, I mean, if I did something wrong, I have no feedback. But if I know I didn't do nothing wrong, you could do all that, cause I mean, you know, you entitled for your reaction. But at the end of the day, if I know I ain't do nothing wrong,
Can you say that bullshit?
Yeah,
one more
I know
time?
I'll be wrong sometimes,
say
but
that
I
bull-
still be trying.
Look at camera two.
where
and
the
say-
camera at?
Look
If
at
I
Cam-
know I didn't do anything wrong, I don't give him no feedback. I mean, I'm saying that wrong. If I know I didn't do anything wrong, I'm gonna voice my opinion.
You can't even remember what the fuck you
No,
just
no,
said.
no, I
You
didn't.
can't even remember.
Yeah, and like, let me tie
No,
this
I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to get it together.
I'm
I
like,
told
we
you,
about to go
listen
fight
up,
the
though.
fucking cops.
Man, I gotta shake this rust off, man. It's been 4 months, man.
I love.
I gotta shake the rust off, man. It's been 4
I was
months.
like, oh, here this nigga.
Yeah, but if I know I did something wrong, then I ain't. Yeah, they got it.
Yo, look, right? We in where were we at? Was we in Harlem or was we in the Bronx?
I
We
ain't
was
fucking
in
with
Harlem.
New York.
We was in Harlem.
Yeah, we was in Harlem.
We in Harlem, right? Niggas see somebody out there, it's like, yo, you think I should say something to him right now? And it's just me and this nigga. It's 25 of these niggas right here.
He pulled
I
the-
ain't
that
the great.
shit. He
I
pulled
ain't
the
the
me-
greatest nigga in
He
math.
pulled at me in North Carolina.
I ain't the greatest nigga in math,
yeah.
but yeah, this nigga too. Listen, I'm down with whatever. You get what I'm saying? I ain't the greatest nigga in math right now, though. But I know us two probably could take 4, maybe 5. But I still leave 19 niggas stomping us the fuck out.
Yo,
We 2 hours away from home.
It was the same situation.
We
though.
two
shit I
hours.
was trying
We
to
2
do.
hours away from home. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm, you know, some shit go down. I'm with you. But as your advisor, I think this ain't the right time. You can't. A nigga walk off on his own, go take a piss. We could pull the G ride up. Wham, wham, you get what I'm saying? Hit I-95, come back home. But you think we going? Listen, all you seen is corny ass jeans and colorful boots out this motherfucker. We was getting fucked up out here, like.
I wasn't leaving New York.
Nah.
Bro, we wasn't leaving North Carolina fucking with you. And then you niggas don't want the low tier motherfuckers. Y'all don't want the low tier niggas. Y'all want the high tier motherfuckers.
I'm out here trying to punch on the high.
Y'all niggas want
we gonna get tossed out
these
this bitch.
motherfuckers. No,
They take the niggas run out.
understand. Niggas might not have met this high tier nigga, but because you, I'm thinking if I fuck you up, I might be fat. We stomping on you.
Nah,
so
that sound about right.
Them 24 niggas done turned to 48 because them 24 fans jumping in this.
Right.
They gonna want to be, you get what I'm saying?
Wanna
These
be
two
down.
niggas, so when you say, I ain't never been in that situation with him, but just understanding at that moment, it's just like I'm sitting there looking, I'm ready to call my wife, make sure my will's ready, because I know I'm dying out here. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what's the closest prison in this motherfucker. Like,
Nah, we
all right,
was
we
good.
on the Riker Islands? Like, where we going and shit?
Damn, so it was in North Carolina and New York.
Yeah, so I'm okay. So if you ever travel with these niggas, I'm telling you, I hope you know how to fight or something.
Nah, we
Oh,
good.
We had, listen.
I'm changed. I don't roll like
I
that.
highly
Yeah,
doubt
we
it.
good. We
I'm
good.
changed.
Highly doubt it.
You can
No,
take
so
me-
all I'm saying is moving forward, let's fight a mid tier or a lower tier nigga to where they not gonna have that much entourage
Whoever
with them
pissed
or
me
something.
off at the moment.
No, let's fight a nigga that's not gonna have that much entourage with them.
So you saying if a high tier nigga make me mad and he got a
You
homie that's
niggas-
mid tier,
You
I should
niggas
go
wanted
fuck
to
the
fight
mid-tier homie up?
You niggas want to fight niggas that's on Mount Rushmore. You understand? These niggas got the Secret Service with them. This is what I'm like. You
They got smack
motherfuckers.
Secret Service
Y'all
with 'em.
want to fight the niggas with Secret Service with them. Get a mid tier, a nigga coming up or something like that. I can't fight the high tier niggas with y'all. We getting fucked up. Even if we come down with 12 niggas, we need old Solo. We need that man for old Solo had.
One nigga
We
bring
need,
two.
we
Nigga.
need that. Because what you niggas think y'all ready to come here and do, I'm telling you right now, I'll pull the G ride up. You better get your motherfucking hit and we out of here.
You better hurry up. Better hook and run, nigga.
I'll pay every motherfucking traffic light ticket coming. Because we out this motherfucker. We out this motherfucker like.
Yo, how we get here, yo?
Yo, how we get here? Shit, I'm happy as hell. I came back. I told I got jumped once in my life. I ain't never getting jumped again. I got jumped by some suburban niggas. That was the worst ass whooping I ever took.
The big tear nigga out.
Listen, that was the worst ass whooping I ever took in my life. I get PTSD when I'm with you motherfuckers, man.
Nah, we good.
I do not want to get stung. And this nigga, yo, I'm telling you, when I say we out there, the corniest boots and everything. So I'm looking at these niggas. I'm like,
you got to go back to New York, bro. You know that, right?
And that's what I'm saying. So I hope you got your life right.
Nah, I'm good.
And shit,
I
I
want
hope
to know
so.
who is
We
you.
got to go
Punch.
back.
You
Yeah, we'll
gotta
talk
tell
about
me-
that
we'll
off.
talk about
Oh,
that.
so I got my 6'7" nigga with me this time, so I know he might be able to take a couple out of it. Listen, this nigga right now, I'm telling you, I gotta make sure my will and testament is straight before I travel with him, because the chances of you coming back is very slim. We either going to the morgue or we going to the closest prison out this motherfucker. Nigga gonna look at me like, bro, you know we straight, right? No, the fuck we not. No matter how you dissect this situation, it don't end well for us.
Nah, we good. We good.
Okay, keep
Mama,
talking.
we gonna discuss that off camera.
Yeah, I gotta know that.
Ain't no
It's a
point-
similar situation.
Ain't no point in discussing this shit off camera.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you. We
think I'm
just
gonna
gonna share. We gonna share.
We was playing rock, paper, scissors. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. We was playing rock, paper, scissors, okay? And this nigga came with paper every motherfucking time. Long story short, rock was gonna fold us. That's all you need to know. And we out. And we out.